However, the octopus, because I'm the person that I am, I asked it questions about what it's like being an octopus, and it tells me that it can taste with its legs, and it like with its little sucker things. So they gave me the clairsentient feeling of tasting what the boat tastes like, which was metal, plastic, and blood, specifically fish blood, but I can taste it with my arms. Hi, I'm Em.
And I'm Luke, and we're your men of PsycKicks.
So today we're going to be talking about weird occurrences we have as psychic mediums. Okay, so the first weird thing that has happened to me as a psychic medium, so I do something called like spiritual gift readings. There was this woman that literally told me that they have time and space synesthesia, and it's really weird experiencing her gifts because it was like I was sitting in my basement giving this person a reading, and I felt like I was in an aquarium and the basement was filled with water, but the water was colorful, and I could feel the water as if it was a part of my body, as well as see where it was going. It was like I was seeing feng shui, and that's not necessarily how my synesthesia works, because my synesthesia is very like sound based, so when you're talking I can get colors and patterns based upon that sound. But for her, it's like she could feel the walls. She could feel like months, and not in a like you're sitting for that period of time. It was like a month could be a physical object that you pick up. They have this very interesting way of experiencing their synesthesia, and when I do spiritual gifts readings, it's interesting because I adapt or almost like take on these people's like gifts. So that's one of the weird things that happens to me as a medium. So, do you have any weird occurrences?
Sometimes the trees just talk to me. Some people ask me a lot about like, how do you keep your thoughts to yourself and do all of these psychic things just infiltrate your mind unrestricted? And the answer is no. But sometimes when I'm thinking about things and I sort of let my mind wander, I do get these intrusive thoughts. And recently my husband and I have been thinking about like putting a garden in our backyard and like planting wildflowers and trees and stuff like that. Like one of the things that's been on my mind is cleaning out the bird feeder that I have and like putting new bird seed in it because I want to be able to see the birds outside. And the other day I was just thinking about what birds might be attracted if I do that instead of actually doing it because I've just been busy. And the trees were like, this bird, and this bird will be in your yard. And I'm like, what are you wait! Stop putting your thoughts into my head, cottonwood tree. So anyways, sometimes that happens. Is that a weird occurrence? I think sometimes people have trees talk to them, you just might not notice it.
Yeah.
But trees are pretty funny. It's interesting because trees are more clairaudient than you would think, and I think that's just because they exist on a higher level of consciousness, so they can manipulate my abilities in order to convey in a more concise or like relatable way, which would be like conversationally, which is not typical of most spiritual encounters. Because when I say we talk to souls, it's not really talking like I'm talking to you and me. It's more like communicating, which is you can communicate through like interpretive dance, pictures on a wall. So it is more communication, but trees really do just like talk.
Okay, another weird occurrence. I read this person's spirit guide the other day, and they were really weird because they wanted to know what they looked like, and they don't really have like a physical form, so they were like, okay, I'll give you a physical form. So they took signs and symbols inside of my head and created a physical form that defines like what their energy signature is. And the things that they chose was, I think it's called a flurgan from the Marvel movie, from Captain Marvel, the cat that has like tentacles that comes out of its mouth, and Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog. So she comes up as this old woman in this yellow dress, and she looks similar to Muriel, but she has like her hair in a bun. And I'm like, okay, why did you choose to look like a cartoon character? Because usually when that happens for me, there's more to it. And if you understand the like series, The Courage the Cowardly Dog, weird occurrences happen, which is fitting for this, but that's beside the point. weird, like, ghostly things happen, or, like, weird supernatural things happen because they're in the middle of nowhere in, like, a desert. So I was like, there has to be something weird about you. And she literally opened up her mouth, and all of these tentacles and teeth came out like the Flurgan in the Marvel movie. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but your spirit guide, who's a yellow spirit guide, looks like this. Have a nice day.
Interesting. Was there any, like, reason that it had, like, what does the tentacle mouths have to do with anything?
Well, it reminds me of that one time we talked to a spirit guide that had tentacles for legs.
I remember the man that sits behind the bellhop. I get it.
Again, gave clear cognizant thoughts of, the reason why I look like this is because you take life way too seriously, and sometimes you feel like you get overtaken by your emotions, because yellow spirit guide, emotional intelligence. So they also, for whatever reason, give me masculine vibes, even though they're showing me an old woman. Whatever, that's beside the point. But they are like, I help you with the making, they want me to say it in like a Harry Potter sort of way, the thing that was in the chest, you need to make your biggest fears into something funny. So your emotions, you feel very overwhelmed by them, you feel overwhelmed by life, and I am here to make things not as scary, make things seem very, like, ho-hum.
A ridiculous spell?
Yeah.
Got it.
Because it's kind of like Muriel, even though she lives in this very, like, scary location, her life is just very blissful. Like, she's blinded to the scary things that are happening, and her scared little dog is protecting her from it. So it's that sort of thing.
That's hilarious. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time ever that I've had all of someone's spirit guides present human to me. That happened a couple weeks ago. I was giving someone a email reading, actually, and I was like, this might seem really weird, because so many people get so caught up on what their spirit guides look like. Listen, come closer, look at me in my eyes. Spirit guides don't necessarily look a certain way. The way that they convey themselves to M and I or other mediums is going to be indicative of who they are, their personality, and how they're related to you and how they help you. So, like M's Muriel Flurgan thing, taking the scary things, making them look safe and secure, because at the end of the day, everything is just a little bit ridiculous, and if you have the courage, you can take on anything and make any big scary monster look safe and secure, and it really is. You can get over it, it's fine. But that's not necessarily what they look like. I like to say, one of the new things my spirit guides told me recently is that metaphysical things and spirituality itself is like taking one of those, it's not a rickshaw test, because a rickshaw is a thing that someone carries and it's a cart and then they run, like a taxi service. But I don't remember, it starts with an R, but it's that, the ink blot test, basically. So as mediums, the only thing that we're doing is we're perceiving energy, and it's similar to those ink blot tests.
You mean like the therapist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Someone might see a butterfly in one of the ink blots. Someone might just see an ink blot. Another person might see, 2 crowns coming out of the sides with someone's head in the middle of it. It is your interpretation of that, and that is what metaphysicality and spirituality is in so many different ways, of just interpreting something that someone else could take very differently. But, the person that I was talking to, I usually don't see spirit guides as people. I'll usually see, like, maybe one as a person, or they'll be, like, human-esque in their nature. But this person had, 1, 2, 3 spirit guides that wanted to talk to me, and all 3 of them looked like goddamn Roman gods. We had Athena, we had Zeus, and we had Hermes. And it was interesting, and I had to explicitly...
Were they gods?
No, they're not actually gods. I was like, you don't have these gods as your spirit guides. They're just conveying that to me because it is something that is...
relatable to you.
Relatable, yes, to the person I was giving their email reading to. So I was like, one of them looks like Athena. She helps you with wisdom, planning, and like that Hermione energy that you need to focus on a little bit, because you are like that, but you're getting a little distracted. Then you got your Zeus guy. Your Zeus guy looks like Zeus, but he deals with that power, that authoritative figure, and feeling safe and secure in a room around other people and making decisions. And Hermes was like that yellow spirit guide, like that creative, happy, fun, go lucky spirit guide. But they're like, don't show me as yellow. I look like Hermes because I travel, I move forward, we get things done, things are in a new light, a new perspective. And I was like, got it. So it was just cool because I've never had spirit guides all present as people to me before, let alone gods. And they were like, we're not actually gods, but this is going to make sense to her and it's going to make sense to you. And I was like, this is cool. So it was fun.
Okay, so the next weird occurrences is clairsentience for me. So a lot of times feeling things that are not associated to me as a person is weird. So I have a couple examples. First example is past life deaths are crazy. So I personally have had a lot of really horrific deaths in my past life. For instance, I know what it's like to feel like you have been sliced in half here, which is interesting because you still feel your legs even though they're not attached to your body. So that is a weird experience because I felt horrible pain here, but also I could still feel legs even though I didn't have them. Or I read someone's past life, which was wild. Their past life was an octopus, and
Did they
were...
get turned into calamari?
No.
Could they still feel their legs? I'm sorry. That was bad. Continue.
They were an octopus, and they were on, like, some fisherman boat. I don't know what they were fishing, but it was an octopus. So they, like, got caught up in the, like, nets with all of the fish, and they were put in, I don't know, fisherman things. But what they told us is that they ate one of the fishes there, a couple of fishes, and then they, like, went back into the ocean. However, the octopus, because I'm the person that I am, I asked it questions about what it's like being an octopus, and it tells me that it can taste with its legs, and it, like, with its little sucker things. So they gave me the clairsentient feeling of tasting what the boat tastes like, which was metal, plastic, and blood, specifically fish blood, but I can taste it with my arms. And that is not a normal occurrence. The last one that I have is another past life thing. The person was asking me what kind of, like, plane was I in when I crashed. Like, what did it look like? Because I know nothing about planes, but the person I was reading knows a lot about planes. So they made me feel like I had 3 propellers on my face instead of, like, 2 or 4. I specifically felt 3 as if they were a part of my face and I was the plane. So clairsentience is very weird because you will pick up on things that aren't necessarily associated to your body. So certain animals have, like, certain senses that we do not have as human beings. So when they show them to us, it's really weird, or you have associations of being inanimate objects. It's weird. Your turn.
I'm glad you're having more clairsentient experiences like that because it's fun. It makes our conversations more relatable. I've had the clairsentient feeling of what it's like to be a tree, specifically the trunk of a tree though, which is interesting because the inside of the tree is very warm, but the outside of the tree, no, sorry, it's the opposite. There's, like, layers. It's like the outside that touches the air is a little bit cold, but right underneath it, it's very warm. And then it gets cold, and then the very core of the tree is warm again, which you wouldn't think. You wouldn't think that the outside of a tree would be warmer than the inside of the tree.
Weird.
Sorry, the trunk of a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Okay. The last one I have is a reading that I had with a woman, and I forget what made me start thinking about this. They talked a lot, and a lot of things happened in my head because the way that they talk just triggers a lot of things. So, I have been having a lot of spirits tell me about incarnating as a human being when you are a higher spiritual being, and how much drastic change it has on the environment or in your life. So I read this woman, and she had a higher spiritual being. So she had a specific rank of angel. So we have a video about angels. I feel like she is I think it's a virtue angel that is associated to the life tree. And when I say that, virtue angels, there's 3 choirs or 3 sections of angels, and there's 3 different tiers within those sections. So she, as a virtue angel, is in the second choir or the second section, which is that section deals with the affiliation to the physical and how it relates to the metaphysical or heaven. So it's that transitional period, or like in the Avatar, it's the bridge between the physical and the spiritual realm.
Terabithia. Sorry.
I don't know what that is.
And it's not a good thing. It's just you say bridge too, and all I think is Terabithia. Have I read the book? No.
Okay. But she had a past life as a virtue angel, and the way in which this angel appeared to me, she was human-esque, but she didn't have, like, legs. I saw her in this, like, dress, but there weren't feet. She just, like, floated, and she was white in the center.
It's gotta be good for you. You hate feet.
And she was white in the center, and it just, like, ombre out to rainbow colors. And again, color mean a lot of things to me. So it was very much like this person's very adaptable to certain things, and because her soul, her past life as this virtue angel, is in affiliation to the quote-unquote life tree, she was able to see the connections of everything and everyone. And when I talk about the life tree, again, if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, when they go to the swamp, Aang touches the big tree that connects everything in the swamp, and he's able to see everything that goes on in the swamp, because as life beings, we are all connected. So that sort of idea in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they were using to explain to me what this virtue angel did in her past life and how she is now incarnate as a human being and is connecting and bringing people together in the same way. They are showing the connections between everyone in their life and showing them how everyone is like building blocks of the collective and building blocks of society and building blocks of us. So it's been really weird talking to people that have like these huge higher spiritual beings as like past lives, because I've also talked to someone that has like a seraph as a past life, and they come in and they create so much chaotic change in order to kind of like reset things for either their like area of the world, their society, like things that they are able to interact with as a soul. They create so much change. So you got one last one?
Okay, we're talking about angels. The only angel story that I can think of with an angel past life, because for me, I feel like you have to get so high spiritually when it comes to enlightenment in order to incarnate or live an existence as an angel. So I was like, how is it that you have a person past or a person current life with an angel past life? And I haven't thought about it until now, until you were talking. They explained it to me. It's like when you go back for training for work, basically. But anyways, regardless of that, we had a mutual friend that, okay, angels deal with people, right? They deal with aspects of life. Well, we talked to someone and we realized that they have a past life as not an angel for people, but as an angel for dogs. Which is literally just one of the cutest things ever. So like angels are usually like the things that help you, like guardian angels, when you're like in a car accident and someone like pulls you out of the wreckage and you're like, I felt like someone was there, I'm alive, hooray! There's angels for dogs. And I just feel like an entire movie should be created about this, because we met someone who is a person right now but has a past life as an angel for dogs. And what they did as an angel was like made sure that certain outcomes for dogs happened and were just related to the existence, empathy, and understanding of the canine world. And I just thought it was adorable. So that's what I got for you.
So what do you guys think about these stories? Do you have any weird mediumship occurrences or psychic occurrences? that you would like to share with us. If so, let us know down in the comments. But if you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you guys in the next one.
We are your PsycKicks.